I have 36 perfect order sleeves to go through, and they all come from 4 different places. 1 is from GameStop, 8 is from one local game shop, 11 are from Walmart, and 16 are from another local game shop. And let's see if any of these can actually be weighed. But actually, from the get-go, it really doesn't seem like the sleeves can be weighed. Now, the lightest sleeve I found was 31.79 grams, which happens to be from Walmart, and the heaviest was 32 grams, which was from one of the local game shops. And most of the sleeves fell within 31.8 to 31.9 gram range. And there doesn't necessarily seem to be a correlation between a heavy sleeve and a heavy pack. Now, most of the packs, when they were weighed, were 22.5 or 22.6 grams. But you can find both 0.5 and 0.6 in either of the 31.8 or 31.9 gram sleeve. For example, I found a 22.63 gram pack in a 31.80 gram sleeve. And I found a 22.59 gram pack in a 31.91 gram sleeve. I also found a 22.69 gram pack in a 31.88 gram sleeve, while the next heaviest sleeve, a 31.93 gram sleeve, had a 22.61 gram pack, which is definitely a lighter pack than the pack in that lighter sleeve. So it doesn't seem like you could really weigh for a heavy pack if you are weighing a heavy sleeve. I will say one thing though, which is the Walmart sleeves. A lot of the 31.8 gram sleeves had 22.5 gram packs, which was not exactly the case for the sleeves that I got from the local game shops. And I'm not really going to analyze GameStop's sleeve very much because it's just one. But it does go to show that a 31.92 gram sleeve could have a 22.59 gram pack. Now back to the Walmart thing, it might be that the Walmart sleeves are from a different manufacturer than the local game shop sleeves. I'm not entirely sure. It could be just whatever I happen to pick up at Walmart. And if you guys are wondering about the barcodes and the serial numbers behind the sleeves, every single one of them are the same. And all the barcodes of the packs inside are all the same as well. Now in this opening, I am actually going to go by order of sleeve, the weight of the sleeve and not the packs. And I'll also keep the sources of these sleeves separate. So this local game shop's gonna stay the local game shop, and this one's going to be the Walmart pile, and this messy pile is the other game shop, and then of course I just have my one GameStop sleeve because I just wanted to use my $5 off coupon, that's all, and I bought one sleeve. So let's start with the GameStop one, and this is special because my son picked this one out because he likes cats, and this one had a Meowth. It's perfect. 31.92 gram sleeve, 22.59 gram pack, and this is from GameStop. So let's see if there's anything in here. That'd be cool just because my son picked it out. Hollow. Nothing there. Don't tell my son. Now let's go to this local game shop one, which I had starred. The lightest in this pile was 31.88 gram as a sleeve, and then inside is a 22.66 gram pack. Really don't think these can be weighed, but let's just see what we can find. Well, Mega Clefable can get a hit at least. Oh, this is going to be very messy. I won't just have pack wrapper waste, I'm going to have sleeve waste. Let's see, 31.89 grams and then 22.63 gram pack. So even though this sleeve was heavier, the pack was lighter, I believe. Yes. Nothing there. Next one is a 31.90 sleeve and a 22.66 gram pack. Went straight to Probo Pass there. Found Probo Pass. That's neat. I honestly have very little hope of finding a lot of hits because there are just so many packs from so many different places, which is not really the ideal way of finding hits. You kind of want just a lot from one place versus scattered places. Next one is 31.91 gram sleeve and 22.67 gram pack. And nothing there. 31.94 gram sleeve and 22.67 gram pack. So this sleeve is definitely heavier than the last one, but the pack is the same weight. Ooh, Jacynth? I don't think we found Jacynth before. Cool. Neat. Can really try making for a complete collection, maybe. Well, I mean, finding SIRs are going to be hard. So, I don't know. At least they're cheap. These sleeves are cheap compared to the last sleeve test that I did, which was Phantasmal Flames. Yeah, this is super cheap. 31.95 sleeve, 22.73 pack. So, yeah, we stepped up our game all of a sudden. What is it? A 7.3 pack. Well, we have a base, an EX of some kind, Yavelto, 31.95, and then 22.70. Oh, Auroras. Hey, cool. This stack of sleeves actually isn't too bad. Yay! And then finally, from this local game shop, 32 gram sleeve, 22.71 gram pack. This is actually the heaviest sleeve. Yeah, heaviest sleeve, but not the heaviest pack. Close to the heaviest. And nothing there. Okay, not bad for the first stack. And now we're actually doing Walmart, which I'm really curious about. Lightest one is 31.79 with a 22.57 gram pack. In this case, it seems kind of, I guess, a no-brainer that a light sleeve would have a light pack. But there's nothing. Next one is 31.81 sleeve, 22.51 pack. That's even lighter, I think. Yeah. So you can't really predict a light pack, I guess. Nothing there. 31.84 sleeve and 22.55 pack. Are these 0.5s going to get anything? These 0.5s, they're looking pretty sour. 31.86 and 22.57. Nothing there. This isn't looking good for Walmart. 31.86 and 22.57. I think it's 57 again. Nothing there too. Uh-oh. 31.87 and 22.57. Come on, stop. Oh, Pokebad. You thinking what I'm thinking? 31.88, 22.69 pack. Salazzle, base of some kind. 31.93 and 22.61. Drapion? Yes, Drapion. This is pretty cool. Nice to see an IR. This looks clean too. Oh no, this is actually definitely an error card. I don't know if you can see it. There's actually this red ink marking over here. Definitely a misprint and then some other misprint mark here. What a crazy misprint. I've seen these before. Not very much, but still. It is pretty interesting finding error cards. Plan on grading at least some of my error cards for sure because they actually look pretty good. And I think they would have been perfect if it weren't for the errors. 31.94 to 22.67. Whoops. Haha. My pile of sleeves. It's growing. Nothing here. 31.95 to 22.68. Let's find something cool. Pretty please. And the final one for Walmart, 31.95. Yeah, and 22.64 gram pack. Oh, Latias.
Bruh.
I don't think I found Latias as a base. Yeah, regardless, Walmart had barely any hits, so boo. Then again, the thing about Walmart is that I got the sleeves from like 2 Walmarts, I think, or like 1 Walmart, I forget. So it wasn't like from one local Walmart. But the final one is a local game shop, another one. Lightest is 31.80, 22.63. Yes. I reinserted this pack upside down in the sleeves. Nothing. Next, 31.80, 22.55. Pretty light there. And nothing. 31.84, 22.59. Nice. Yaveltal full art. This also looks pretty clean. No errors, right? I hope not. Nope, it's an error. There's like missing ink on the edge. This always happens to me. I find a really good card and I'd love to grade it, but then there's problems with it, so. But then again, I really can grade it as an error card, so it's not like all is lost. Add that to the collection. Next is 31.84, 22.63. Nothing. 31.85, 22.60. And you probably have guessed that I got 36 of these because I want to match a booster box. Just want to see what the possible hit rate is. 31.86, 22.63 in comparison to a booster box, which I'm sure will be worse. Not a texture. I thought it was. I was hopeful. 31.87, 22.66. So much mess. So much mess. Still nothing. Not even bases. 31.87, 22.60. Still nothing. Okay, 31.88 and then 22.69. Nothing there too. 31.88 to 22.57. Very suspicious. There's like nothing here. And then 31.90 to 22.64. There's a base there, Salazzle. Only 5 more. 31.90 and 22.65. 31.91 and 22.59. Nothing there. Then 31.92 to 22.69. Wow, another base. Not looking good for this local game shop, so to speak. 31.94, 22.67. Nothing. 31.95 and 22.67. Last one. And nothing. Very suspicious about this local game shop. It's not even from around here. But 16 packs and like getting only like 2 bases and 1 full art. That's not very good odds. So what do we learn though? Well, it kind of looks like, in a way, even though the sleeves can't be weighed in order to figure out what the weight of the pack inside of it is, there does seem to be a bit of a pattern. For example, the Walmart ones, all the 22.5s had no hits whatsoever. That also goes for this 0.59 in GameStop right here. The only 0.5 hit that we had found was this one, 0.55 from this LGS. But then the 0.59, there was nothing. Also for the LGS, there's like nothing else from here, which is insane. So I do wonder if they had resealed the sleeves or whatnot, or this really is the odds of sleeves. I really don't think this should be the odds for sleeves, especially if you get a consecutive amount. I would just say be careful when you get stuff from local game shops, because I suspect that some of them do scam customers with things like sleeves, which is easier to fake and deceive others than a sealed box. That is the ones with shrink wrap on them. Although I'm pretty sure those can be scammy too. Now this local game shop probably perform better than anything. This one I've never bought from before, and I don't think I would ever buy from them again. And Walmart, I don't know if I would buy from them either. I mean, if you think about it, the Walmart odds and this local game shop odds is pretty bad. I kind of think sleeves are just not worth it. I've hardly had any good thing pulled from sleeves compared to actual boxes and bundles. But I'm doing this as an experiment, so that's really the reason why I have sleeves. Otherwise, I really would not get sleeves whatsoever. Yep, so that is that. I don't know if you want to buy sleeves or not. I'm sure you can pull some really cool stuff from them, but the odds of it are pretty low, and they could be from scammers. And it looks like, at least the ones from Walmart, there is a possibility that 22.5 gram packs, at least from the Walmart ones, won't really have anything. Yeah, 0.57 looking really bad. And actually, when I look at my perfect order chart from my app, I grouped it in 0.1 grams. So the really dark bar is the hits, and then the lighter gray bar is the no hits. Let me just do a dark mode. The 0.5s don't have a lot of hits to them, but it looks like it's more so now with the sleeves than ever. Now, it could just be the sleeves. I'm not entirely sure, especially since with this local game shop sleeves, a lot of the 0.6s don't have a lot of hits, so that 0.6 is going to look really bad on the chart now. But that too could just be a sleeve thing. Anyhow, I kind of think this brings more questions than answers to a degree. But personally, I would not touch perfect order sleeves. I mean, this was a terrible opening. I'm just glad I didn't overpay necessarily for a lot of these sleeves. And I did get a couple things for the collection that I never got before, but still pretty bad. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed. Be careful out there. See you in the next one.